Although there is a large focus on character storylines, like the SHD, Cleaners, and Black Tusk, just to name a few, there is also a number of smaller stories in the Division, which can enable the player a glimpse into the reality of what it's really like on the streets of New York and Washington DC, during and after the outbreak. A lot of these are barely touched on due to a number of reasons. I may have been busy with a backlog of larger videos, there wasn't quite enough information, or maybe there were story leaks that could have spoiled any kind of speculation I could have put behind them. It's important to note that some of these stories go way back to the start of the Division, and you may see me bounce back and forth between the games. One of these stories was recently associated with the latest apparel event, Phoenix Down. The story I'm referring to is about a cell of First Wave Division agents, with the callsign Noble Squad. Agents, when activated, are typically deployed in cells of up to 4 members. This cell, or squad, are acquainted with each other well. They train together, and often socialise in their civilian lives, and they have a strong understanding of each other's tactical and personal tendencies. Unsurprisingly, they all live in a similar area, and close to the region in which they operate. Not only does this mean that they're already in place to quickly team up, but they also have a very good understanding of the layout of the land, its people, stories, utilities, and potential problems. So naturally, these cells become like family to each other, and not only are they responsible for each other's lives, but it also enables them to confide in each other, seek advice, resolve personal conflicts, and possibly most importantly, discuss in a safe environment the secret lives they're all living. Noble Squad was a cell of First Wave Division agents, Cecilia Ann, Tony Garcia, Akil Hoopster, and Doug Sutton. As with all of the First Wave agents, their job was to bring order back to the streets of New York and prevent the total collapse of society that was just barely being held together because of the gangs and rioters rising up within the city.
Hey, fuck you guys! We're just looking out for ourselves!
Operating under Directive 51 and are fully authorized to put a bullet in your head if we feel the need. Go back to your homes. You don't want to be people we're forced to fire on.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I thought I was dead.
We've got reports of some of those escaped prisoners from Rikers. Let's go over there and intercept.
I'm gonna go do a little recon down that way.
This was all just part of the territory for a Division agent. Cool, calm, and collected, they were able to defuse the situation, allowing the innocents to get away unharmed. Suddenly they heard over the comms that a group of escaped felons from Rikers Island were close and actively hostile in the area. Agent Sutton quickly set off to scout ahead of the others, to give them an idea of what they were up against. However, it was the rest of Noble Squad that would find them first.
Fuck these guys up!
Hell yeah. Just what I love to do.
Get it over.
I'm hit pretty bad. Don't think I'm gonna make it.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm getting you out of here. Oh, fuck. Let's move.
Get back here, Doug! We're getting killed over here! On my way. Until I get there.
While Sutton was quickly trying to gather any intel on the Rikers Island escapees, the rest of his squad was ambushed and attacked. Pinned in an alleyway with no chance of escaping, Anne, Garcia, and Hoopster did their best in an attempt to hold off the seemingly endless number of hostiles from advancing upon them, while Sutton tried frantically to make his way back to his squad.
They picked us clean. And didn't even have the decency to put a bullet in my head. Said it was a waste of ammo.
I'll make them pay for this. They're all gonna die.
They headed north towards 41st. Talking about some kind of safe house. Go get him, Doug. Oh.
Sutton eventually arrived at his squad's last known location, the repair shop at the end of the alleyway. What he found there completely destroyed him. Stripped clean of their equipment and ammo, their bodies strewn on the ground, decimated and lifeless. He saw that their final moments in life, Anne and Garcia, in an act of solidarity and love for one another, had held each other's hands as they took their last breaths. With a sense of dread and despair, Sutton made his way further into the store, desperately trying to locate Hoopster. Towards the back he found him, propped up against a desk, bleeding to death. His equipment was gone. The Rikers unmerciful had left him to die. With his last gasp, an ever-true soldier, he choked out the direction the convicts had taken, and then died. Sutton vowed then and there, no matter what it took, and however long, he would destroy the monsters responsible for his friends' deaths.
Sounds like they have a
I
hostage.
don't know who those
We'll have to get
motherfuckers
in there
were,
and pull
but they
her out.
sure had some bum-ass hardware.
Fuck yeah! Look at this piece! It is sweet! Hey, you guys found anything?
Yeah, we got a piece of ass for us to play with. She just walked right in and we nabbed her. We're in a place on 41st.
Yeah, alright. We're rolling that way now. Got ourselves some swag.
Unbeknownst to them, they had a relentless division agent hot on their trail, and one of them made the fatal mistake of being overheard on the phone by their would-be executioner. Sutton now knew where they were heading. He quickly made his way to the location, an apartment building in the Turtle Bay district, where they had an unknown female being held captive. Although seeing he was heavily outnumbered, Sutton had the element of surprise, and fueled by his rage, he burst into the room.
Holy shit! Is my mother laying out?
Keep your head up!
Sutton exploded into the room with a vengeance, firing everything he had at his disposal in the direction of his enemies. The Rikers, caught by surprise, aimlessly shot at their assailant. But their attempts were futile, and they were quickly taken down, most not even having a chance to move from where they stood. Every single one of them was eliminated. Fueled by adrenaline, Sutton hardly noticed the bullets that penetrated his body, and it wasn't until after the fight was over that he dropped silently to the ground. By some incredible stroke of luck, the hostage had survived. Not a mark on her body. Using a knife that had dropped during the altercation, she quickly freed herself and hastily crawled over to where he lay. Thanking the agent for saving her life, but unable to save him in return, she stayed with him as he took his last breaths, and in a final act of kindness when he died, covered his body. Sutton was able to avenge the slaughter of his squad, but ultimately, this came at the loss of his own life. And the civilian he rescued, while she was not originally part of his plan, was saved just in the nick of time. So while their story might be a short one, the tragedies of Noble Squad were indirectly responsible for the rescue of probably the most underrated character and story in the Division's franchise, April Kelleher. As a civilian, Kelleher would go on to explore and achieve great feats between both New York and Washington DC. If you are interested in hearing more about April Kelleher, I have 3 cringy older videos on her and a couple of more recent ones that I'll post in the description. If you are at all interested in the Division lore, I fully recommend you check these out. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers!